Hello everyone and welcome back to Malcolm Mindset. Today we're diving into AP European History 2.3 Protestant Reform Continues. Now before we get started, please make sure you like, subscribe, and of course comment down below if you have any questions. Let's get into it. Today we are continuing our discussion on the Protestant Reformation. This period did more than create new religious groups, it reshaped European society, politics, and culture in lasting ways. To understand how the Reformation spread and why it mattered, we need to focus on three major developments: the printing press and the spread of ideas, the shift towards vernacular religion, and the growing struggle between church authority and state power. We will also look at the rise of new Protestant denominations. Let's start with communication. Think of the printing press as the social media of the 16th century. Before its invention, copying text by hand was slow and expensive. With printing, ideas could travel across Europe quickly and reach a mass audience. Reformers took full advantage of this. Martin Luther's 95 Theses spread rapidly after being printed, transforming a local dispute into a continent-wide movement. Other influential works also circulated widely, such as Erasmus's Praise of Folly, which criticized corruption within the church. John Calvin authored Institutes of Christian Religion, which became the foundation of the Calvinist theology. Pamphlets, sermons, and translated Bibles allowed ordinary people to engage with religious debates for the first time. One of the most important changes of the Reformation was the push to make religion understandable to everyday people. For centuries, Catholic Mass was conducted in Latin. Most Europeans did not understand Latin, which created distance between worshippers and religious teachings. Reformers argued that people should read and interpret Scripture themselves. In 1522, Martin Luther translated the Bible into German. Soon translations appeared in English, French, and other languages. The printing press allowed these vernacular texts to spread rapidly, weakening the Church's monopoly over religious knowledge and encouraging personal faith. Even before the Reformation, European rulers and the Catholic Church competed for power. The Reformation just intensified this struggle. Many monarchs saw religious reform as a way to strengthen their authority and reduce papal influence. In 1555, the Peace of Augsburg allowed German princes to choose whether their territories would be Catholic or Lutheran. Ordinary people did not get to choose. In England, Henry VIII established the Church of England, making the monarch head of the church and eliminating papal authority. Some rulers, such as Frederick III, supported Protestantism to gain independence from Rome and expand political control. However, not everyone accepted state control over religion. Groups such as the Calvinists, Puritans, Huguenots, Anabaptists, and Polish nobles resisted state interference. Their resistance often led to persecution and conflict. This tension contributed to the 30 Years' War, a devastating conflict that reshaped political and religious landscape of Europe. After Luther's break from the Catholic Church, Protestantism diversified into multiple denominations. John Calvin built on Lutheran ideas, but introduced the doctrine of predestination, the belief that God had already determined who would be saved. Calvinism shared several features with Lutheranism, such as simple churches, rejection of papal authority, and emphasis on a community of believers. But it also introduced distinctive practices. The Swiss city of Geneva became the center of Calvinism. There, church and civic life blended into a strict theocratic system. Religious leaders enforced moral discipline, banning activities such as gambling, adultery, and missing church services. Punishments ranged from fines to imprisonment and even banishment. The Anabaptists were considered radical reformers. They believed in adult baptism rather than infant baptism, insisted on separation from the state authority, and practiced papism. Many refused military service or government positions. They often worshipped in private homes and were persecuted by both Catholics and Protestants because their beliefs challenged both religious and political authority. Calvinist ideas spread widely and influenced political and religious movements. In France, the Huguenots, or French Calvinists, sought religious freedom and greater politic rights when facing opposition from Catholic monarchy. In England, the Puritans pushed to purify the Anglican Church by removing Catholic elements and strengthening parliamentary power. The Protestant Reformation did not end with Martin Luther. It transformed communication, empowered individuals to interpret faith, and shifted political power away from the papacy towards monarchs and states. It also fractured religious unity and set the stage for decades of conflict and religious wars across Europe.